In the last video, I built the alien from extraterrestrial alien encounter, but made the mistake of making it too big. So this time, I'm going to shrink down the alien to a more appropriate scale. This new alien will be more accurate, sturdier, and much smaller. While building my larger scale alien, I used simplistic building techniques to not overload the model with detail. However, I still think this version is a lot to look at, and can look like a jumbled mess from some angles and with some lighting conditions. The newer version should hopefully be more accurate in not just the scale, but in its appearance as well. I thought I would have to make some concessions with the accuracy of the design, but I was actually able to be pretty efficient with my connections, and I was able to get all the important stuff in there. Let's get into the build. Rather than start with the frame like last time, we'll divide this build into sections, starting with the legs. These 1x1 bricks with 4 studs will be really important for this build. I find these pieces to be really great for maximum detail in smaller models. To build the alien's tail, I'll use these round 1x1 plates with bar handle on long stem, 1x1 upwards brackets, and 1x1 clip tiles to create the segments. The alien from the attraction has these barbs along its abdomen that I neglected to include in my larger model, so I'll make sure to add those with these 1x1 clip tiles to give this creature a spiky and menacing appearance. On the end of the tail, I'll use these 1x1 round plates with open stud in spring yellowish green, along with the short sword from Ninjago in trans neon green for the stinger. For the legs, I'll create some attachment points with these 1L bar with angled stud elements, and another clip with these handlebars with angular handles, which were introduced along with LEGO Friends in 2012, so the mini dolls in that theme could steer their vehicles just like system minifigures with their shorter handlebar elements. Mini dolls aren't capable of rotating their hands, so the handlebar element had to be modified. This creates a great angled bar shape that's perfect for attaching the back legs on this alien. Thanks, LEGO Friends! For the legs themselves, I really need to discuss one of the greatest features of the LEGO system, which is the locking hinge cylinder family.
Hinge cylinder family, it's their responsibility to have some structural integrity, learning how to connect more sturdily. It's the hinge cylinder family.
Ever since I got the 2004 set Spider-Man's Train Rescue when I was a kid, I've been a lifelong fan of two things: transparent spiders and hinge cylinders, which were used to create Doc Ock's robotic arms in that set. These pieces are amazing, effective in both small and long chains. The ratchet joint on them is so crunchy and satisfying, while also offering the elements of robust strength you don't see with clip and bar hinges. The indented details in them give them this really beautiful mechanical appearance. Rolled out from the years 2000 to 2002, these versatile pieces have contributed to a multitude of iconic sets over the years in very significant ways. In many cases, they have been replaced with the bar and clip holder elements I discussed in the last video, but they've still maintained their place as a respectful and sturdy connection element in the LEGO portfolio. Though for some reason they got rid of the slots in 2020, which is a real shame because new is bad and I like everything old better. But that hasn't stopped these pieces from giving me life. I love me some locking hinge cylinders. But this isn't a whole tangent, I just wanted to sing the praises of a wonderful system of elements that I'm very fond of and like to use whenever I can. These hinges are the perfect way to make some sturdy yet posable legs for the alien. At the larger scale, I opted to use those specially molded leg rib tail elements because I needed something really sturdy but also very thin that could support the weight of the model. Hinge cylinders would have collapsed under the weight of that build, and also wouldn't have matched the appearance of the animatronic from the attraction. But at this scale, they're totally perfect, and it means this smaller alien will be more posable than my big one. For the back legs, I use the one with the Technic pin to attach to the handlebars. On the front, I'll attach them onto 1x1 vertical bar round tiles. For the ends of the legs, I'll use some medium barbs. The middle section will serve as our connection point for the smaller set of arms and the wings. The alien from the attraction has 6 arms, the 2 big ones with the claws, and a set of arms both above and below those ones. On the larger model, I only included the set of arms above the large arms because I didn't feel like making the other ones, but on this one I really don't have room for those top arms, so I'll just include the smaller arms beneath the main arms. We'll insert a 3L bar into the modified 4-stud brick that we can attach some stuff to, first of which being this 1x2 half-circle jumper. Using the same small barb and binoculars technique as the other model, I'll attach these arms with some 1x1 round bar plates and some small horizontal grip arms, the same ones I used to attach the eyes in the larger alien. We'll use these vertical grip skeleton arms in the back. In my last video, I mentioned a better color for the wings would be trans neon green. Well, what a lucky boy I am that trans neon green webbed wings were included as a signature piece in multiple 2018 Elves sets, making this piece very easy to get a hold of. I don't know a ton about this theme, but I guess there was this evil woman named Nocturna who had a horde of villainous Webkins bats who went around in evil flying machines, even though they were bats and they could already fly, and all the evil bat machines had these awesome trans neon green wings. I cannot overstate how perfect these elements are to represent the wings of the alien and counter alien. Thanks, LEGO Elves! Let's attach that to the legs. Moving up, I'll attach more of these 1x1 round plates on the next modified 4-stud brick. On the front, I'll use this 1x2 by 2/3 curved slope with wing end as the chest. I'll build out the arms using some 1x1 clip and bar pieces, and I'll make the claws with a medium barb and a small barb together in a 1x2 round plate with holes. For the shoulders, I'll use this handy 1x1 plate with 2 bars, as well as some clip plates with 1x1 slopes. The head is made from another 1x1 brick with 4 studs, which I'll be using upside down. On the back, I'll use another plate with 2 bars to attach the sides of the mouth. I wanted to invert this section so I could use a 1x1 clip tile as the alien's teeth. I'll use some inverted 1x2 slopes here. For the eyes and horns, I'll use the standard handlebar piece along with some 1x1 round plates and this 1x1 round plate with 1L bar. Up here, I'll use some bar holders with clips and medium barbs to create the horns. To create the eyes, I'll use these white candle flame pieces placed into these pinholes. These candle flames are a super common element, but only appeared in white in Juan's Super Mario set, Lab and Poltergeist expansion set. Thanks, Super Mario! In fact, not only that, but thanks Fusajiro Yamauchi for founding the Nintendo playing card company in 1889 that would later be known as just Nintendo, who in 1973 made a shift from producing toys and card games to producing light guns to be used in bowling alley arcades, which led the company down a path of producing video games and video game consoles, and hired both Shigeru Miyamoto and Takashi Tezuka, who created a game called Super Mario Bros. For their Nintendo Entertainment System console, which inspired the spin-off game Luigi's Mansion to premiere with the Nintendo GameCube in 2001, on which art director Tadashi Sugiyama oversaw the creation of a new character in the Mario Bros. Universe, Professor E. Gadd, and who oversaw the design of this character, specifically this small white tuft of hair creeping out of his bald scalp, which a LEGO designer would look at while designing the 2022 LEGO set Lab and Poltergeist expansion set, and decide that the candle flame element would be a perfect representation for this as long as it was produced in white, leading to the only use of this element in this color, which perfectly fit this design I made for a smaller version of the alien from Extraterrestrial Alien Encounter, now in 2025, almost as if Fusajiro Yamauchi knew I would be needing this specific element in a specific color all those years ago, and set out to create the perfect butterfly effect chain of events that would land this piece in my hands today. Thank you, Mr. Yamauchi! And with that, it's time for the final reveal. For the teleportation pod in the main theater room of the attraction, I'd really like to use 4 of these quarter-cylinder 4x4x6 elements in transparent clear together. Here's a mock-up of the space I'd need to fit the alien into. Let's see if it fits. Perfect! The alien animatronic in the attraction was around 9 feet tall, and while this one is still definitely bigger than that compared to a minifigure, it looks the part and will work in the MOC way better than the other one. LEGO scaling can be kind of funny. There's a serious suspension of disbelief that we all give into with LEGO models. Many LEGO sets will feature vehicles or locations that are way too small to be considered even minifigure scale, or minifigures will be given accessories which in a realistic scale would be way too big. But as long as it passes the initial sniff test, I think we're fine. And this alien definitely does. Thanks for watching, and remember,
if something can't be done with excess, then it shouldn't be done at all.